Hi, it's Jez here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. Hopefully you're joining me for the second time for the second part in this video. So in part one, we made this journal. So this was from a card kit, and I have just taken, so you get these nice little cards and you get some nice stamps and you get these. So you get 4 of this colour and 4 of the lighter green. So you could make 8 of these journals from this kit, and you get some envelopes and you get these nice little gold corners. The envelopes are really nice. So part one, show you how to get that. These kits are, they're £11. Yeah, so you could make the cards, or I like to do alternatives. So you've got, so I have distressed one of these, backed it. I didn't actually show this on camera, I will be. So I've got a pocket there, and then we've got a pocket there on the inside as well. We've got 44 sheets, pages here of different papers. So that's some beautiful DSP. We've got tea dyed, avocado dyed, so that's slightly pink. This is red cabbage, so it's blue. This is parchment paper. That is some bought sort of coffee stain distressed paper. And then we start again with them all, and then I put in a little paper bag. It was just slightly too tall, so I just folded it up. So I'm gonna glue that down. That's our centre signature, but I'm thinking I'm gonna cover that up and create a pocket in the centre there. And then we go back the other way, and it's the same sheets on the other way. So quite a lot of little pages then, a nice little journal. And then right at the back there, we have another little pocket there and a little sort of journaling spot. So I'm going to cover the back as well. So as well as having these cards in there, I've pulled out some cards from the hand-penned Memories and More pack. So you get stickers, you get the 2x3 and the 4x6 cards in there, very like another well-known brand. And so I thought I could distress some of these and use some of these in here. So the green is not quite the same, but I thought it went quite well, and I think with a bit of inking it would be all right. I've got some pinks because we've got the avocado, quite like that. So I picked out the cards that were this orientation, and the other side was also that orientation. Some of the cards will have this one side, and then it would be that way on the other side. So I thought they were quite nice little sentiments, and I thought these would work quite well in this little journal. Save me making some tags just to make a little quick project, although I do like making tags. I might not use that one. It kind of doesn't lend itself to put anything on it, whereas I like these ones where you've got a space for writing, and then you could put a picture on the back if you wanted to. I'll just have them pretty. So let's get on. 4 minutes into it, and I've not done very much, have I? So I had that kind of going in there at the front. Thought that worked well. I mean, that's what it's intended to do. These cards were intended for going in these pockets, and I think that works really well. I think that's quite a pretty front. I say I'm going to do something on the back. So shall we sort this middle one out? So if I'm going to make that a pocket, I'm actually going to undo the knot. I might just do another one just to doubly make sure, and I can now trim that down a little bit more because we are going to create a pocket here. So what I might do is just fold that, not quite to the corner, just fold it there. I think that'll work. And then we'll glue up there and up there. And I could glue it the other way, or I could create something on there that looks quite pretty and have a little bit of a tuck. I don't know. I might fold it that way, and then it's got a nice sort of thick reinforced pocket there. Yeah, quite like that. Might do that. So I'm going to glue around there to stick that down. Don't want to use this glue, to be fair. I'm going to use my Tombow, which I've had the lid off. Never mind. Because it's a stronger glue, I think I just trust it a bit more for on the pockets. So there we go. I might do a bit of inking down that edge. Just so it's easy to see it's a pocket. It's just so we got a bit of a line. I'll probably end up decorating that in some way. So I'm just going down there and down there to create a pocket. And that is just a good way of covering your sewing. In the middle there, and then you can take a journaling card and then that will poke in there quite nicely. So that's that. I don't want to put huge amounts of pockets and things in here, but I did want to do some. So this needs gluing to create a little pocket here. So I'm just going to do a line of glue along there. This is making it up as I go along completely. I have no idea what this is going to be like at the end. Right now we've got slight issues here with the way that that is. I'm going to glue it along that bit, I think. So it's just to there. So that the whole of that is still open for that being a pocket there. Because if I'd have glued it there, that pocket would have been short. So that way we've still got the whole of that there, and then we've just got a little tuck there. So that's that bit of gluing that needed doing. A bit of gluing that needed doing. I do make myself chuckle. Right. So let's look at the tags that are going to go in. And I did think about using another one of those big ones so I can show you what I did to make that. So that started life as that, and so I just backed it and gave it a bit of an inking. So I think I might do that with that one. Also give it a little bit more strength. So stick that in there, and I might do the same with that one on the inside. go down to there. Oh, it does stick up a bit too much. Sticks up more than I want. However, if I swap them over and have that one on the inside and put this one on the outside, then I think that one's all right, because although that sticks up, it's on the front. And actually that's a piece of post going in a post box. Genius. That is how we're doing it. So let me show you what I did. With that, I stuck it to an offcut. My offcuts are now all on the floor. So this is my, oh, there's the other offcut. This is my red cabbage dyed paper. Normally comes out a little bit purple. It has sort of like purple and blue tones, but I dyed it differently this way. Some of them have got purple and some of them are blue, and I went for the blue in there, so I thought it was a nice little match to the blue in this. That's why I went for that. So I just put glue all around that. I'm using me Collall glue because that does add a little bit of extra strength. So I do feel a little bit like I'm cheating a bit because I'm using ready-made stuff, but I'm sure lots of people starting out want something easy, and so why not start with a little kit? Grab a kit like this, grab some Memories and More cards or other journaling cards that other people make that you might have, and put something sort of fairly quick and easy together. So I think I was about an hour making this. I'll probably be about another hour doing this. So there you go, journal in a couple of hours, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool, I think. So giving that nice big burnish, and then you've got some nice straight edges. The other one actually required a little bit more fussy cutting than this one. So cut the straight edges. There we go. So that's it at the back, that's it on the front. So we need to do a little bit of distressing. So I'm going to bring the inky mat in, although this has got a bit mucky now. So just there we go. So that is how I made that one, and that's ready then to go in the front. I like that. Look good because it's a post box. It's cool. Might add some extra stamping. So I was thinking I could put a picture on there, but now I'm thinking something like this might be nice, and then it could be a tuck or something, but it needs distressing. All of these that I might be using need distressing. They look too pristine and clean. So I think what I might do is just show you what I'm doing with one of them, and then I'll do the other ones that I might need off camera, because you don't need to see me inking everything, do you? I might even use a bit of Mossy Meadow. So that go on there a little bit better. So we've got a bit of dark, but it's also picking out some of the light that's on that page, which I think also works quite well. So if I was going to stick that down in there, could have a little bit of just a belly band, and then I could still stick something on the back there. So that just needs a little wee tuck, doesn't it? So I just really need a corner there. I want the corner to maybe have a bit of a nice pattern to it. So what I could do is use this lovely die here to just do quarter like that with a nice edge. Put that in the corner. So yeah, I think that'll work. So I need to cut this out. However, I need to trim this down a bit because my big shot, it's only got a 6-inch opening, so I won't be able to take it all. So we'll go around like that, cut that out and come back. So there's it done. So obviously it needs a little bit doing to it, but that would be quite a pretty little tuck. I'm not convinced about that green colour now. Looks a bit green, but that needs something on it as a little cluster. Now the kit does come with some postage stamps. Oh look, it's got daffs on it. That's got daffs. So that's quite cool. A little daff on there. So that's the start. I have a little cluster going on there. Could just cut something out from that. Let's have a little look. Oh, I quite like that little one. But that could just poke out the side of that, couldn't it? Right, so let's get that inked up, get rid of that white core. So I've got my Mossy Meadow. So we've got those two. And I like my clusters in 3, so it needs something else to go on that. I've got some have I got some tickets already done? So I got these. Oh, these are the tickets I made. So that was what I was thinking of. One of them. I've got a strip of tickets. Quite like that. Yeah, I think we'll use those. I might leave these doilies out, maybe a butterfly out. And then I remembered this stamp set, so I can make some with these as well. So it's whether or not I want a big one or a wee one, really. So I could cluster them around that one on there. I think that would look good. And then that would go in. There's a little tuck. I'm still not convinced about that one, to be honest, but quite like that. Quite like that as a wee cluster. So let's stick these together. Quite happy with how that is looking. I don't really want to put anything on there because I like it, so I don't want to cover it up. So that's that, and for now I'm going to do that. because I don't want to do anything else. Okay, back pocket. Oh, I could use that one in the back pocket. Yeah, could use that one in the back pocket. And then we'll do something a little bit more colourful in the front, whereas I think that one works quite well in the back. So we need something to go in there. Now, I would use tab, and I have got this tab punch. But if you haven't got that, then there is a workaround. So I made that circle with my 1.5" circle punch. So if I make my tab with my 1.5" circle punch, I've made one earlier. I'll do another to show you. So there we go. Same colour cardstock, 1.5", fold it in half. You can score it first, or you can just fold it over, give it a little bit of a burnish. Don't know where my bone folder is. This one will do. And then come back with your circle punch, and then just take the bit of a corner off. Take a bit of a corner off. You could, if you wanted to be precise, you could stick that on there and put it in the punch. So put it in the punch, line that up so you know you're taking off about the same amount. If you want it to be that precise, I'm never that precise. Just go about that much, and then you end up with that, and then that nestles into the hole I made there, which is quite cool. That works quite well. So this is one I made earlier. I say totally random. I scored that one. What a load of rubbish was that scoring. So better to fold. And so that can just go on there, ready to go in there. So I'm just going to see how far in it goes. Yeah, so it will go. So I'm going to glue it so that the pointy bits are sort of level, top and bottom. And that works for me. That works a treat. So I've got another way of making tabs, which I might use in this journal as well, that uses punches. So we want it to be at the right level. So that's going to go in there. So I want it stuck there. Fold it over. And you can make them, so if you're going to use a circle punch, then whatever size circle punch you've got will give you different size tabs. There we go, that goes in there. As I say, it fits there nicely, and then it's covered by that bit at the front. Perfect. Love it. Gonna give this a bit of an inking. It's too clean. There we go. So that's that bit done. That's quite cool. That is the same there. We've got a bit of an orange there. I like that one. Like that one. And I could put a strip of this maybe across the top. Maybe that'll look rubbish. Could put it on the back. But actually, I'd rather leave it as a journaling card yet. So I'm going to distress this. So yeah, so that's that. So I think that works really well. I just did a little postmark stamp there. Oh, I could put one on there. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yes. So that is that bit finished there. So we've got that in the back there. Might just do a little bit. So that's the front and back done. And we've got this bit here to do. Oh, actually I could use some of this nice paper on here, and then that kind of ties in a bit with the front as well. It's nice paper, I do like it. So what I might do is just take my ruler and just can't decide if the paper's upside down or not. Oh, I put it down in completely the wrong way. What a wally. Total wally. Let's try again. So it's there to there. That bit up. So let's go down to there. Quite pretty. And then I was going to make a little pocket from a bit of leftover of this, which appears to have, is that it on the floor? No, that's not it on the floor. So it's somewhere on here. Got a bit of this to make a pocket. Pocket, pocket. So let's just go down here. And I might fold it down just to do something a little bit different. Be nice if you folded straight though, Jez, really. Could put something along there. I fancy a bit of stamping. Oh, I think that might be perfect. And that one. Just grabbing everything now. Grabbing everything. Might have mossy meadow border. Don't know what it's going to come out like on this, because it is a different colour. Trying to get it straight. that's working a treat. And then let's have a bit of that. Yep, liking how that's coming on. So I'm going to glue that down because I could make it a little uppy tuck. Might do that. And then I need to ink around the edges. Could have inked at the edge of that. Now I've done this uppy tuck. It's actually quite thick. I'm just gonna glue it down. Actually, changed my mind. It's not strong enough really to hold anything. Nice little pocket that though. I like it. I might just put a bit of that on the inside. There we go. Right, so I've inked all around that, haven't I? Thinking I might put a bit of that on. Yeah, give it a little bit of something. Just a little bit. So, glue this down. There we go. So that is coming along nicely. Now let's just, this isn't necessarily going to be the one that will be, but so we've got one there and one to go in there, but it would couldn't be one of these. Cool. And actually, because this is a centre pocket put together, you could actually put quite a bit in there. So liking how that's looking. So got that sorted, got one in the middle, got one at the back. So we've got these, which could have, that could fit one of those in. No, maybe not. So I'd have to trim one down, but that wouldn't be a problem. Could easily trim a bit off the top and the bottom of that. So actually it would be better if it went in that way. So I could do that. Quite like that one. So we could just take a smidge off the top and off the bottom. Smidge is the technical term. And we'll do about the same again. And is that right? Oh yeah. And then that goes in there quite nicely. And that would go on there quite nicely as well. So I might choose 4 of those for those pockets. So we're taking a total of half an inch. Half an inch came off. So quarter off that, thereabouts. That's them done. Cool. So obviously, as I say, I need to distress them. But I'm going to do that off camera. I'm going to do it exactly the same way as I did all the others. So that's that bit done. So quick when you've got these sort of cards. So we need 2 for them. I'll decide which ones they are. So now what I've got to decide is how many pockets I want to do. That can have a pocket because that's quite thick, and that can have a pocket because that's quite thick. So 2. This is quite a thick sheet. That's a thin sheet. That's quite thick. That one's not. Parchment's quite thick. That's quite a nice thick one. So 1 each on these. Maybe on that one. 2. Maybe on that one. 3. So what did I do? 1. Ignore the back. 2, 3, 4. Yep, so 4 on each side. And we're going to miss that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 pockets that we're going to do. Do you know, I quite like the way that one turned out. Although that is going on the same paper, so actually maybe not. So deciding on how we're going to make these pockets, what we're going to make these pockets out of. I could utilise this again. In fact, I've got that there. That could just literally go on the inside. Oh yeah, well that works. That works. And I don't have to fill all the pockets, of course, because it could get filled with ephemera as you're journaling. So it might be tickets from places that you've been. A Butlins armband. That could go in. Yeah, liking that. So then I want one on this. So if I do all of these on that side and then all of the ones at the back on the other side, so they'll just be the opposite. So all of these sheets have got an offcut. So the pockets could be made out of the same papers, and I can fold over. I do like that idea of the fold over. So 3 5/8 is there. So it was only about a 1/16 under the 3 3/4 that it was. Yeah, that's better. So I think I'll fold it over like I did before. I am going to use a scoreboard for this because I thought my folding was totally pants. So we'll go down about 1/2 inch. There we go. That is better. Much better. So I'm going to, I think, like I did before, I'm going to do a bit of stamping across with the same stamp. Quite like that. Right, but I haven't cleaned it from the last time and I don't want that colour. So clean my stamp. Cool. I'm wondering of a little bit of petal pink. I think that's a really good match the petal pink. And let's try it out on this scrap here. Yeah, loving it. There we go. Yeah, liking that a lot. There. I'm going to end up with all of my stamp sets out. So. But it's like using up the scraps you created in making the signatures on the pockets, which I think is a jolly good idea. Having this folded over gives your top of your pocket a little bit of extra strength as well. I'm going to use colour for that so that it is, things are falling down all over. So that will dry much stronger again. So that now go on there. How cute does that look? I like it anyway. And I can do a bit of stamping on these pages if I want to. So I'm kind of keeping to similar sets of stamping. There. Yes, I like that. I'll put that over in the corner there. There we go. Slightly shadowed there. There, never mind. So, yeah. So we've got some plain. I think it's good to have some plain. Got some stamped. Moving on. I was going to put some on there, wasn't I? Put another one on there. So that was 1, 2. Yeah, that was 3. And that was going to be my 4. So I might do them all the same. I think I'm going to do all of these in exactly the same way to make continuity and it all a bit easier, and then it matches that as well. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll come back to you when that's done. Okay, so I've been through and I've done the pockets, and I've done a few of these cards, done them in the same way as I did the other one. I'd already done that pocket, and that pocket I have, oh no, that's a new one. So I decided as well that I'd get some of this lovely paper and make some pockets with that. So I've done that in the same way as I've done the others, except I didn't stamp a border there because I made sure I did it upside down, so when I folded over the flower bit it was facing the right way. And so I've distressed all of these as well, so every one of them is done with the same stamp sets, the Quiet Meadow and the Ranunculus Romance, if I'm saying that right. I quite like that poppy yellow there. I thought it picked up on that. I'll probably put another tag in there and one in there as well. But I like that. I'll probably have a photo or something on it eventually. So that one's done. And that one. I do like the way that looks, kind of chintz fabric. I like it. Chintz, however you pronounce it. And so I've done another one of those, and I've added an extra little, well, actually I think I folded that up again. I did that so it was upside down, so the bottom folded up, or I might have, some are folded and some I added extra, so I've got 2 pockets there, a little one there. Just got to put some tickets and things in. That one, I quite liked how that cinnamon cider sort of went with the tea stained quite nicely. Another one there, I did that. That is a strip of, what I did was I did it like I did that one, and then I stuck that on top to create that, like the pink insides went with the pink side and the blue side went with that side. And then I did the one at the back, so I stuck that on top and then folded it back so we match. So now I need some tags, and I didn't want to use any more Memory More cards, so I thought I might use, I've got a bit of this left over, so I thought I could do a few tags with that for places that need tags. I thought they might look quite nice, and then do some tag with some other things. I thought I might do a little bit of collage or something. They were what I was thinking. I like that as the background, but I just feel that there's a bit of me that feels it's a bit too flimsy, but that just could be me being sort of my preference. And actually, if somebody was gonna stick things on it, it would make it a little bit more robust. But I really like that as the back of a tag, but I really want that as the front, so I'm a little bit torn there what to do, but I'm just gonna have to go for it. So I might make some, how wide have we got? So we've got over 4, so if I do a 2-inch wide, then we've got a bit left over on that side. So if I'm going to cut that for 2 inches, because I've got a 2-inch tag topper punch, and let's see, how long is this? That's not how long it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a bit, so I go to about 3.5, which is quite just over 3.5. Is about the middle, so that would be good height. Look at that, spot on, how cool. So 3.5 and a bit over. We'll have 2 squarer tags on that one. I think they look quite cool. So that's given me 4. I didn't count how many I needed, but I don't want them all like this anyway. I'd like a little bit of variation. So where's my nice tag topper? So that's super easy on these 2. Just put this up the tag. I'm going to bring it down a bit from the end, so I've got slightly more length. That's cool. There we go. They'll do nicely. And then if I just round the corners on these, I know the Memories and More cards aren't rounded, but yeah, I want them rounded. So there we go. So I found, so in the paper pack that this has come from, there's this sheet here, and it's got the similar sort of greens in it, and I thought they'd go well. We've got daffs, we've got that lovely flower there, so we've got a bit of a theme going through. I know the Memories and More are a bit different, but I thought that would work. So the back is that yellow, so I thought I'd back it onto, I was trying to decide which paper within the book pages that I would use. I decided I'd go for that. So I'm going to cut this down to the same size and stick them together, obviously that on the back, so that that's the front of the tag and that's the back of the tag. I'll add some other decoration on this so it's not just plain, and get them cut up into tags. So that's that stuck down. I've left it to dry. It's quite stiff. I quite like that. So I've got some tag dies, so I thought I might use those. So I've got these, and I thought that where I've got a couple of double pockets like there, that they're in 4 different sizes, but I thought this bigger one would be perfect. I've got 2 styles of it, so I thought I could cut those out. Where else might I need one? On the back. So they are a good size, and I've even got the hole reinforcers as well, which I could do in a contrasting colour. And then I've got these dies, and I thought they might be pretty, rather than just have straight edges. And it's about, is that one too big? Not really, that would work. I might do a couple like that and a couple like that. I'll get a few of those cut out. So what I'm going to do is die cut these out, and then I might do some decorating. Obviously I've got the dies the wrong way round, but I like the fact that I can sort of see through and look at what would look good on the front. Oh, I like the look of that. And then we can have another one down there that picks in those, and then I could put something there. There's like leaving space where I could naturally put a decoration. So I'm going to get them sorted. I just thought I'd show you the Craft-O-Math. Look, I've done all my tags. I'll show you them in a sec, but I've got to clear my desk up first. Look at it. I've had so much fun though. Okay, so I cleared all that, gathered up all my dies and everything, and so I can show you what I've been doing. It is now getting a bit chunky, and I might be inclined, if I did it again, and I probably will do it again because I've got quite a few of these now, is that I might make the spine 3/8 might have been better, or even half an inch. Anyway, people like chunky journals, so don't really matter, but I didn't intend it to get that chunky, but it just did. So I've been through, you saw me do that, and so I cut out these tags and I've decorated them, and I've kind of done a little cluster on the top of each of them, and they're all done in very much the same way. Did a little cluster there. There we go, another cluster on top of that one. So I also took this paper and backed it so that I had 2 different styles going on. So this is yellow paper with a bit of daffodils in black. Add a little bit of something there on the pocket. Did a little cluster there. That's another one of those yellow ones. So as you can see, they're all really similar. I didn't do any decoration to the journaling cards, so I left them as they were because they were quite pretty, and I just thought it would get another layer and it would just get too chunky. And I may even put photos or whatever on those anyway. They're like nice little sort of photo mats. I did some tickets, so my little ticket dies, I cut a few of those out and used this lovely stamp, which I've not cleaned yet because I'm not finished with it, just to add a little bit of interest on there. And I thought they poked really nicely in that wee pocket there. So yeah, I might put some little like that on these. Might show you how I did those. Not really rocket science, bit of stamping. I decided to decorate that one as well, and I did it again in the same manner. And they've all got a little bit of yellow twine that sort of matches. That's the same as before. Another little ticket there. So we've got one more tag, and so I thought I'd show you how I did it. I got kind of carried away and I thought, oh, I'm supposed to demonstrate. And I thought I'd demonstrate one. You don't need to see me do more. Did them all the same. So in the die set that comes with the tags, you get the different sort of hole reinforcers. And so there's two different shapes. And I'm just showing you there the other dies that I have used to decorate. And I've also used some punches. And I also stamped that lovely stamp on the that vintage paper to look like your own vintage ephemera. So it's pretty cool. So there, I made loads and loads of those holes because they do multiples in one pass. So there, I'm just sticking it down. So that's a yellow one on the back. Quite liked it. I stamped over in that vintage script. And yeah, and so now I'm just going to do a little bit of inking on there. I mean, that's that vintage paper that I bought, but I still like to ink. And I'm inking on the front, even though it's very dark. And doing a little bit of blending there with a blending brush, and then I'm going to add my age spots that I like to do. And so there's some of that paper that I stamped, and so I'm just giving it a little bit of a rip to make it look sort of random, inking the edges so it looks old, and then adding a little bit of a doily that I die cut from the DSP, and then I added a little bit of punched out greenery, and then a little label. I didn't have any left, so I'm just going to show you I made the labels. So this is from the Ranunculus Romance. I've probably pronounced that incorrectly. So I did some in the green, so I'm getting the green DSP out, and some in like tea dye paper. So they are rectangular, so I just stamped them. Quite like them, they're really nice accent, and an absolute joy for a junk journaler. There is a die that goes with cutting it out, but it's a small little rectangle, so it is really, really quick to just cut out. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing some extras because I want them as little accents on some of the pocket fronts as well. So I've got a choice between vintage or green. So I'm going for the vintage, and then I'll just hold them together and then just, with my long scissors, cut it all in one go, and then ink those edges, and now we're ready to just stick them all down. And that was as easy as it was. And I did that, you know, I varied the doily, I varied the bit of greenery, and I varied whether or not I used the green or tea stained little ticket. And that is what I did for all of them. And I just thought it made a nice little focal point on the tags, make them look pretty. And then that's some baker's twine. It's thick baker's twine. It was too thick, really. It made the journal too bulky. So I just untwisted it, and I got 3 strands out of it, and that's what I'm using for the tags. They're only little tags, so they only need a little bit of twine. So there, that is all ready to be put back in my journal, and I'm going to add a few of those to the pocket fronts, and then we're ready for the next bit. So now we're just doing the back cover. I cut it exactly the same size, so that's 5 inches by 3 7/8, just rounding off the top section so it fits perfectly on the back. And then I just want to use this time-worn embossing folder to emboss it. So that's it embossed, and then I'm just going to use my blending brush to add some ink. So I'm going to do a little bit of Mossy Meadow, so that's a little bit of tone on tone there, to pick up those raised embossed edges. And then I'm going to go and get my soft suede and add a little bit of that. So we've got like a mixture of the colours going on, so it looks really, really sort of old and grungy, and sort of works really well with the way it is on the front. So that can just get stuck on there nicely. But I want to stick down some ribbon for fastening. So I am now thinking I don't want that bow. So I had one idea. So I've got two colours here. I've got the same sort of peachy colour as that, and I've got the same sort of green as that. So one idea was to have a bit of ribbon stuck behind there, coming out, and then put an eyelet here, and we'll tie it there on the side. But then I thought, well, I've got this now, so maybe that's not so great. So the other idea was to stick the ribbon around the back and have it coming forward and tie in the front. But again, I don't want that ribbon, so I thought I could pull this out after taking all that time with sticking it in there. I could probably, yeah, pull it out. So then that needs covering over. Okay, after lots of faffing and that, I just ended up cutting that, just that bit out. I've inked it up. I've inked up the little stamp, my little label thing there, and I got literally that little bit that was off cut, stuck that behind there. I think job's a good one. So I'm going to stick that on and then put the ribbon on. So that's it all stuck in place. I like how that looks. So I'm going to tie it so that it's where I want it to be, and then I can fasten the back on there. That's cool. So it's longer than I need because it might grow. Right, let's untwist that. There we go. So I'm going to put a bit of tear and tape across there to hold it in place, but then I'm going to be gluing the back on anyway, so it's not actually going to be a problem. And that is my little journal from a card kit. So I hope you like that. I will do the flip through separately because this is way too long. And yeah, this was supposed to be my quick fill-in project. It's still quite quick for making a journal. So yeah, hope you like that. Hope you'll give me a thumbs up. Give me a like, a subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Share what I do if you like what I do. And come and visit me every Wednesday for a junk journal video, and occasionally at other times as well, because this one is coming out on a different day because I thought I'd get it all done in one video, and I've got my other one scheduled for Wednesday. So there we go, a nice little chunky monkey. All right. All the details down below for getting the kit, the ribbons, the inks, the stamp sets, the dies and everything if you wish to purchase anything. Okay, thanks for joining me.